That's it. Let's see. There were all kinds of charges, but found not guilty in all the charges.
That's good.
Absolutely. Let's go into break. Let me ask a trivia question. This one's kind of easy and not very interesting, so it's perfect for us today. It's about presidents.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're describing yourself.
What do Herbert Hoover and Richard Nixon have in common?
Oh.
Besides, they're both dead.
Oh, okay. And both presidents.
Oh, yeah. That's
it? Who?
Well, that was a Cliff Clavin from Cheers.
Hoover.
When he was on Jeopardy, he said, what do these four men have in common? And they're all dead. And he was arguing with Alex Trebek. Well, I'm not wrong. You ever see that episode?
No.
You're going, what's Cheers?
Yeah. No, I know what's Cheers.
Herbert Hoover and Richard Nixon. What did they have?
The one actor died today, right? 69 years old. I don't know who he was.
Oh, he was the hockey player. He was the wife of Carla or whatever.
The husband?
He was the husband of Carla.
Okay.
The weird waitress.
You said the wife.
I'm sorry.
But
well, it was a special marriage.
All right, we'll be right back.
Lock it in. And rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
What? If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-350-3211. That's 800-350-3211. Again, 800-350-3211.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
At Odds.
The At Odds Show with the greatest political talk show hosts in history, Nate and Brian. And it's sad that they actually believe that. So give a listen because the delusional need love too.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
If you like the At Odds Show,
And we know you do.
Why not order your very own At Odds t-shirt sizes small to 6XL in a cool black color?
So support our show. Check out the great prices at chugdug.com or head over to our website, atoddshow.com, and click the link.
And, unlike listening to our show, you won't be disappointed. The good thing about living up in Canada is when it gets cold, we can have a reindeer in the shed and a moose in the bed.
That is true.
Oh, boy.
So what do Herbert Hoover and Richard Nixon have in common, other than, they probably had a drink, they smoked cigars.
We had a lot of guesses.
Yeah, they both had
and
heads.
A lot of them are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because your question was ridiculous.
Very, very ambiguous.
I don't know.
Well, you can name some of the things.
Kids,
cousins,
had
blue eyes,
cigars, blue eyes.
Didn't have kids, did have kids.
They were both the shortest or tallest presidents.
They're both dead now.
You can't have two of them. Yeah, they are both dead. They were both presidents. That was my guess, which was also correct.
You want to know what the answer is?
Yeah, what's the answer?
Both of them were Quakers. I think they were the only presidents that were Quakers.
Wow. That's not interesting at all.
I was married in a Quaker church.
That makes sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense at all.
It really doesn't make sense.
I know.
Is your wife a Quaker?
No.
Can women be Quakers?
Yeah. Yes. They just can't talk. That's why it's so popular. Oh, come on. That was funny.
Huh.
Yeah, we just lost our female viewers. Are we okay? What are you doing?
I'm reading messages from some of our female viewers.
Okay.
I can't read them on the air.
Right. They're burning my picture in effigy.
Which is really offensive.
Effigy?
I tell you, if I see someone burning your picture, I'm going to beat them up.
Good, thank you. All right, this day in history. On this day...
In history?
In 1812, during the War of 1812. When did that take place?
1811.
Yep. 10 to 12, I think. British forces under General Ross overwhelmed American militiamen at the Battle of Bladensburg, Maryland, and marched unopposed to Washington, D.C., Most congressmen and officials fled the nation's capital as soon as word come of the American defeat, but President James Madison and his wife, Dolly Madison, escaped just before the invaders arrived. In fact, earlier that day, President Madison had been present at the battle and had at one point actually taken command of one of the few remaining American batteries, thus becoming the first and only president to exercise in actual battle his authority as commander-in-chief of the military. Now, the officers ate that night in the deserted White House. British troops began setting the city aflame in revenge for the burning of Canadian government buildings by U.S. troops earlier in the year. See, tit for tat. Let's see, they took the Library of Congress and they gutted it before rain started and put the flames out. General Ross realized he couldn't hold the capital area, ordered to withdraw from Washington the next day. President Madison returned to a smoking and charred Washington and vowed to rebuild the city. How's that? This day in history.
That's a pretty good one.
A lot of people don't remember that Washington was actually, the White House was actually captured and occupied by enemy forces.
Yeah. I'm just glad the British learned.
What'd they learn?
Well, they haven't attacked us since.
That's true.
Although, actually, we're overdue for a war with the British.
Yeah. And it'll come through Canada. People say Canada won't attack, but they will.
Yeah. They won't.
There was I like American Dad, the cartoon. There's a episode where he's a cyborg from the future, and he comes back to the present, and he speaks with a Canadian-Mexican accent. They go, why are you talking like that? He goes, well, 100 years, after you guys, or, 100 years from this day that I'm here, Canada and Mexico defeated the United States. He kept going A and SA. I want to talk about.
Well, we've been asked to make a public service announcement about the hurricane.
Oh, okay.
It's like hurricane.
Sure, that's what we do here. We're all about
Charles or something. What is
service.
it?
Henry or something.
I don't remember.
Harvey.
Harvey?
I think it's Harvey.
No, wasn't that last year? Is that now?
I thought it was Harvey.
I don't. Whatever. There's a hurricane going to hit Texas or something. So I just want to remind everybody: don't stare at the sun.
Yeah.
Please. During the hurricane, the sun is 10 times more dangerous than usual.
But do stand outside.
Oh yeah, you
But
don't want to miss the hurricane.
No.
Just don't stare at the sun, please. Because all the eye doctors in Texas don't want you showing up the next day with eye damage.
Yeah. You look a little washed out.
Hurricanes are not a laughing matter.
No, I'm sorry. No, they're not. That's why we live so far up into the United States.
I don't plan on ever being hit by a hurricane.
I want to experience one just for a life bucket.
I want to
bucket list.
I want to see a tornado.
I do too. I've been in an earthquake. I've climbed an extinct volcano. I have not seen an active volcano.
You've never jumped inside of an active volcano?
No, we threw bits of lava into the lava had cooled.
Oh, okay. You wore thick gloves?
It was only a 900-year-old volcano.
Oh, that's not very old.
No, it's in Arizona. Not huge either, but interesting.
All right, let's move on.
Chanel Helm. I like that. A Black Lives Matter activist said white people should will their property to a black or brown family.
Oh, yeah, this was interesting.
She is the co-founder and core organizer of Black Life Movement in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah. So this was.
How do you pronounce the capital of Kentucky? Louisville or Louisville? Is it Louisville or
Louisville?
It's Louisville. I always thought it was Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So let me tell you something. I was going to let you get away with that.
Okay, thank you.
Because I'm a nice guy.
You are a nice guy. You didn't even know where Kentucky was.
I know the capital of at least 4 states.
Ooh, that's 3 more than me.
I know.
All right, so she made a list of demands, and I'm going to read some of them. There's some foul language, and hopefully I'll bleep them out.
Foul language in these?
Yeah, basically, white people, if you don't have any descendants, meaning, I guess, children, will your property to black and brown family, preferably one that lives in generational poverty.
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Someday we could talk about generational poverty and what that really is and why.
White people,
we won't today.
If you're inheriting property you intend to sell upon acceptance, give it to a black or brown family. You're bound to make that money in some other white privileged way. Good Lord.
So if your grandma leaves you a $2 million house,
give it away because you'll
make that money. Don't worry about it.
If you are a developer or owner of a multifamily housing, build a sustainable complex in a black or brown blighted neighborhood and let black and brown people live in it for free. Doesn't the government already do that? White people, if any of the people you intend to leave your property are racist a-holes, change the will and will your property to a black or brown family. Preferably a family from a generational poverty. I
agree with half of that one. If you have people in your wills that are racist a-holes, I would seriously consider taking them out of your will.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily give it to some family that I don't know.
Okay.
But I would consider taking them out of my will. So
no matter what color they were.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
All right, white people, rebudget your monthly so you can donate to black funds for land purchasing. She's really into land.
I will have to work on that for next month. I'm sorry.
White people, especially white women, because this is y'all specialty, knows it Jenny and Meddlin' Kathy, which is in there. Get a racist fired. Y'all know what the F they be saying. You are complicit when you ignore them. Get your boss fired because they racist too. That's actually how she wrote it. Backing up number 7. This should be easy, but all these sheetless Klan Nazis and other little male member white men will all be returning to work. Get they ass fired. Call the police even. They look suspicious. Okay, backing up to number 8. If any white people at your work or as you enter in spaces and you overhear a white person praising the actions from yesterday, meaning the Charleston event, first get a picture. Get their name and more info. Hell, find out where they work. Get them fired. But certainly address